imagine eating chicken nuggets on a water slide?
I would not advise you to do that.
Soggy chicken nuggets. He needs to try the new.
He want to be swim, sir.
He's got to try the new. Try the new Berry Blast Sprite on the water slide because it's liquid on liquid. You should be fine. I love John. He's one of my favorite wrestlers of all time. This idea sucks. Just being honest. There is no world where Jey Uso beats Boba Fett. There is none.
No.
I don't care if you have all 15 members of the Bloodline out there at once. I don't care.
14 of them shall smack Jey Uso.
Yeah, one's spiking his own brother, and they're going to have that thing because now we're going to get Solo and Roman at SummerSlam. Can't wait for that. That's going to be a nightmare. With that, welcome in, ladies and gentlemen. It is the Side Hustle Wrestling Podcast here on the Inside Edge Network. There he is, Double A Anthony Alford with me, Kyle Cornell, as always. Aloha, Mother Fathers. It is time for the next installments of the program. What is this, episode 134?
134, buddy. Off and running.
Dear Lord. We've been doing this for too long.
I think we said it after episode 1. There's no way this thing goes past 10.
We were shocked. Like, again, I still can never understand how this all ended up being what it's turned out to be. Everything from starting where we did to not even having a name for the show. We just showed up to record, and we named the show in the first episode.
Yeah, we did.
To where we are now, where it's blossomed into this giant network where we're getting thousands of views per night on Twitter and all this stuff. I mean, like last night was insane. Wednesday night, I know Thursday probably great block again. This airs for you guys Friday morning. But yeah, Wednesday night was nuts. I know I left. We had over 500 plus live viewers just on X alone, which is crazy. I mean, like we're getting some crazy traction in this stuff, and it's never ceases to amaze me. I don't know about you.
Dude, this is exciting stuff, man. And it's our team, we all, you do a great job. Everybody on the team does a great job. But yeah, none of this happens too without the viewers, without those on their phones looking for something to watch or something to scroll on. And then thankfully the ones that are finding us, thankfully they're staying and they're liking, subscribing, and they're listening to your son. Like and subscribe. They're listening. They're listening to Colton. Like, hey, you better like and subscribe.
It's the only downside of doing this now in our own spaces here is that we don't get to have the cameo of him running behind us in front of the green screen, holding the title that you just disrespect and leave in different places. But I was thinking of this too. This is obviously not really pertaining to wrestling, but we should do like an Inside Edge fantasy football league. I feel like that's kind of a thing. We have enough people.
Yeah, I think we have enough people. I know you're not the first to bring that up. I think we could make that happen now. We could do that. We could look into. We're gonna for sure do a pick'em of some sort. I don't know yet if it's gonna be straight up or against the spread, but we'll definitely do a pick'em. And yeah, I think we could. The way I looked at the fantasy football thing, I'm like, if the majority of the network wants it, sure. And I think you in particular may want that because you want that championship back. You just want to replace the plate.
Honestly, it cost too much to do that. It'll be fun. I didn't do fantasy football last year, so like for me, it was like a year off essentially. The last time I was in the league was when I was working for ADT. So, so it's been a minute, and I think I finished second in that league. So like I enjoy doing it. It's fun. It gives me a reason to actually want to pay attention to football during the season.
Yeah, and it's honestly, fantasy football in a healthy way. I don't know if gambling falls into this, but fantasy football is a healthy way to keep up with the rest of the league because you have to be invested in a random Arizona-Jacksonville game.
And it could bring some excitement to Sundays when we're at Brothers Lounge. Of course, the presenting sponsor here at the Inside Edge Network, as well as the Side Hustle Wrestling Podcast, all the shows under the umbrella that we have, where we're going to be doing a lot of our live coverage this football season for the Browns. An opportunity to add a little bit of fire in that coverage when we're all hanging out together at Brothers Lounge, doing pre post game stuff during the game breakdown, whatever. We haven't really ironed out the full schedule yet of what that's going to look like, but whatever it does, we should add a wrinkle into that and have a fantasy league.
Oh, we're excited. The schedule's like this close to being released, but
so it's that much taller than you.
Screw you.
You're just a widow guy.
It's this close. Yeah, listen, okay? It's this close, okay?
Listen, I saw your video on TikTok of you pulling some ropes, and it got me motivated, okay?
Dude. I don't know what – I think I had extra coffee that day.
You felt like what I'm going to do today? I'm going to record me doing a 10-second rope pull. I'm gonna flying these ropes.
Honestly, Kyle, I don't really like filming myself at the gym because now there's an expectation like, oh, you got to do it every day, which I don't. But a rare opportunity at Planet Fitness. I have my own corner. Nobody else is there. Nobody else can judge me. You're not supposed to judge anyways, Planet Fitness, even though they don't have that slogan anymore. And boom, there's an opportunity. You can tell I'm not a regular either at taping because I was like, it was out of frame.
Yeah, but you also like walked up, and most people will cut out when the workout's done, but you had the whole thing walking up to your.
Oh, I did that on purpose. I'm not going, Kyle. I'm not going to hold you. I did that on purpose. I wanted to actually show, like, yeah. I just wanted to show off.
Hey, those shoulders! I tell you what, man, getting some bolder shoulders now. I see it. I respect it.
Hold up.
Chest is looking tighter.
Put my little meme up. Look at the difference. Look at the difference.
Yeah, man. I'm not going to ask you to pull your stomach out right now. But
Please don't. Please don't. I'm not that advanced.
See, this is why I tan now when I go to the gym because I've started up again at the beginning of this week and because fat looks better tan. I don't know if that applies to different skin tones or whatever it is, but for me, I know that if I get tanner, usually I feel like I look a little better.
So here's my thing too with the stomach, and it falls along with a bloodline. My dad, that was, even when he had muscle, that stomach, that was that trademark, build. Do
you remember Holyco?
Yeah.
One of our teachers from the broadcasting school, where apparently everyone is gone now at this point, but he, former military, whatever it was, and he had a little gut on him. But if you touched his gut, it was like he had a boulder in there. It was I was almost concerned for his safety.
Well, it's crazy just with that gut because it's like, well, you got to honestly, and you know this more than I do. The hardest part of the fitness journey is not just going to the gym. It's this room right there.
Yeah. Yeah. Listen, this week, only water. I haven't drank anything, but what I do is I put the flavor packets in it because they have I think there's maybe 20 calories in a gallon of water if I put the flavor packets in. So at least it tastes a little different. Right. I'm getting back into it. And then I meal prep. That's what I did. I meal prepped 11 containers of garlic buffalo chicken mac and cheese. Yeah. Dude. It's Colton's eating one of them right now. It's that good. My son is eating it. They're very good.
I'll take it. If I was not, I have chicken I'm going to fire up after my workout today.
Crock pot, man. Just throw a bunch of stuff in there. That's all relatively healthy. And you make some, I got the meal prep containers for $20 off of Amazon, and it was a great investment.
Well, as long as you're not boxing up hot dogs for the next 2 months, like Eli and I talked about on Midnight Run, you're in good shape. Yeah. And stuffing cooked hot dogs with cheese sauce. One of the worst things I've ever seen.
There's a time and a place where if it's hot, that would actually taste pretty good. But speaking of hot and what's going on now on Raw, these guys are starting to get back to it a little bit.
What? I'm sorry, I'm looking at Solo.
Oh, my goodness. It bears the question, is Peak Bloodline back? I'll tell you what, I watched Raw this past week. It was a really good show. I didn't find very many holes in it. And this feels like 2022 again. Feels like there's the drama. Now we're back. We're talking about innings again, right? Where maybe we're in the bottom of the second inning at this point with this new version of the bloodline. The drama now with Jacob being jealous because Jay, being the asshole that he's been lately, is just overzealous, psychopathic, like, crazy dude, whatever you want to call him. Like he's getting all hyped up now, and obviously Jimmy's Jimmy. He's just there.
Yeah.
Uh,
He's just happy. He's just happy to be in attendance. I'm proud of
right.
him.
But like now with the solo wrinkle and all this, and then again, you guys heard it in the intro. He's not going to fight Roman at SummerSlam, but him or LA Knight will probably get the title match at Money in the Bank. I would like to imagine. So, I mean, does it feel kind of like it did? Because Roman, showing more of the heelish side of his character in this interaction with Solo too.
Yes. And I was kind of embarrassed watching, not because it was bad, it was great. I was embarrassed because I'm like, I sat here for months, like, man, I'm sick of the bloodline. I'm sick of the bloodline. And I'm watching Solo turn to Roman Reigns. I'm like, I hate that I like this. They got me again. They got me again. What makes it work though, Kyle, is what made the last peak run of the bloodline work. Character development. Like every character, even Jimmy to a point, every character has their own goals, their own mission statement. And credit WWE and the writing team. They've done they did their homework. They laid the groundwork for all these characters to like really, really stand out. Like if they would have pulled this angle back in like June, or May, wouldn't have made much sense. Solo had not earned that goodwill yet, but Solo had to kind of work through it. We even talked on this show last week, like Solo, that great pew pew promo, as great as it was, if you listen to the in-arena crowd, not all of them believed that Solo was this massive babyface. So he started to turn, to the good side across all the fans in these last few weeks. And now with that turn, he's way over. And there's more to talk about with Jacob 5'2", but so I can't believe I'm saying this. Solo Sikoa, one of the top baby faces in WWE right now.
That's what the old adage of like you make a guy heel, so eventually you can turn him babyface, right? I mean, obviously some guys are career heels, you can't really change that too much. Maybe they get cool, but they're in that role. Like Miz had a couple runs where he was a babyface because it just got so too much where he had to kind of flip over. But for the most part, he's been a heel. A lot of these guys, Roddy Piper, some of those guys too, whatever, they just always had that run. MJF probably always gonna probably truly be a heel, that kind of thing. Just how it just fits him too perfect. But Solo, I mean, he was the badass in NXT. I mean, that's he wasn't really a heel, but he wasn't really a face. He kind of just hung out, just beat people up, cut decent promos. Now you're getting it. You're seeing the personality. We talked about this a couple times here in recent weeks where they're letting him go a little, and he's showing he belongs, in the deep end with some of these other guys. And again, I don't know who you get the title match to at Money in the Bank. I mean, do you give it to LA Knight or do you give it to Solo at this point?
Or and then you got the roll bump too of Penta.
Well, Penta will happen, and Penta will get
Mexico City,
and it'll be a good match, but he'll get beat. So that's why they're not going to promote it yet, obviously, because they have to get to that match first. But I mean, we know what's going to happen.
My answer to the question would be LA Knight. He has a direct path to Roman. I think with Solo has ready-made feuds. I mean, the big money match with Solo right now is actually not with Roman. It's with Jey Uso. Like Jey Uso right now has two ready-made feuds in the family with Solo and Jacob Fatu. So really, it depends on how they want to pace this out. I think you could do. You got the Sunday night's main event coming up Labor Day weekend. So I don't I don't know if I don't think Roman Reigns is working that event.
He's not.
So you could run Solo versus Jey Uso maybe at that event. And then we'll see kind of where the story goes for Money in the Bank. But either option wouldn't be too bad. My only concern with LA Knight, can he sustain being hot with a Roman Reigns feud all the way to mid-October? That's my only concern. Like, what more can LA Knight do en route to fighting Roman Reigns for the world title at Money in the Bank in October?
And I've kind of laid this out before. Not much. I mean, he's as over as he's ever going to be over when he's over. And this is the peak of what it is. Like he hasn't got any bigger than he was before. Like 20, what was it, 22, I think it was, maybe somewhere in that
I think
point,
22 or 23. Probably 23, yeah.
When people were like, no, he needs to win a championship like now. Like he's too damn over. And he's kind of getting close to that peak again where it's like, okay, he's not going to get much more over than he is. So the only thing missing for him now is having that world title run at some point. I just don't know. Obviously, he's not going to beat Roman. So I mean, it's. I don't like putting Roman against people in most situations where you know what the end result is.
Mm-hmm.
So I didn't want Roman in Solo because we know how that's going to go. Unless Solo just blows up even more, he becomes the top babyface in the company. Then who knows? Then we can.
I was just thinking about that before we came on the air, Kyle. I'm like, is there a world where you could pull the trigger on Solo beating Roman?
The problem is they're the biggest face in the company's open. So I mean, like this point, so he's being positioned as such in waiting. He's going to deal with Braun Breaker. They're going to do probably a little 3-match series or whatever it is, and then he'll eventually move on to Roman. But I don't mind the Mexico City match with Roman just because, again, it's a one-off thing. It's in Mexico City. You want to have a luchador there. I get it. It makes a lot of sense. Penta finally gets a world title match, which is good for him. And he can go back to being a tag team or he can go wherever he's going to go. But maybe he moves to SmackDown after that, after a little time off. I think this actually does balloon and work its way up to a LA Knight Roman match at Money in the Bank.
Okay.
And I think that's when Solo turns on LA Knight and rejoins the Blood.
Oh, I hope not. I hope not.
We've got a lot of time to get there. But if this is the old version of Roman, who's able to manipulate, who's able to coerce people over time to fall in line, like he did with Jay. Remember when he first brought Jay in?
Mm-hmm.
They fought. That was his first title match. It was against Jay. Like it took time. It was like 2 months or 3 months before Jay finally decided to fall in line with that. With Solo this time, and maybe he views it the same kind of way. Hey, it's a guy who is getting over. People like him. He's starting to get some attention by himself. Okay, like let me work on you for a little bit. Like so.
And I think what's interesting about that too. So when Jacob joined the Bloodline, they've kind of made this clear. Jacob answers to Roman Reigns. We'll see how that goes in the future. But Jacob answers to Roman Reigns. He doesn't answer to the captains. He doesn't answer to the twins. He reports directly to Roman. We have a ways to go, but is there a path where Solo reports to Roman and not the twins? I see that's where I'm a little confused, but I'm not complaining confused. I'm in a let's see how the story plays out confused because the Jacob Fatu portion of this, I'm like, oh, okay, what are they doing here? What are they're kind of cooking something. You could immediately tell Kyle, like, these fools, the twins, they're your captains. And maybe Jacob is now seeing like Roman, to your point, for forever now, Roman has not changed. Why am I reporting to Roman Reigns where I could have just destroyed LA Knight myself?
I think we're eventually going to get to the point where Jacob is running the bloodline because Roman's not going to do this forever.
Mm-hmm.
maybe after WrestleMania next year, he's going to get super part-time again. It's where you see Zilla. It's where you see Solo. Like, could you imagine those three as the new bloodline in WWE? I mean, those three are just ridiculous together. I couldn't even.
Well, and then at that point, the twins don't fit in
No.
the new bloodline.
Well, shocker, the twins are out doing their own thing. Jimmy is not. Jimmy's in catering, and Jay's cosplaying as a main event. Like, there you go. Which is sad because if you listen to Jay's promos, because they had the Sami Zayn stuff, the throwback, whatever it was, and like I actually watched his promo about Sami and about different things. Like, Jay used to be able to cut a promo.
Yeah.
And then he started the eating stuff.
He was good at it too, man.
Because he had emotion, there was a lot of stuff in there, but he was able to get out what he needed to say. Like, now it just feels like he's breathing heavy in between every single line because he has to eat down. And then now, even when he's not eating, all black wearing Jey Uso down to the ring, he's like, feel like he lost it a little bit because he hasn't been doing that. Like, I'm hoping that this kind of reinvigorates him to be able to cut a decent promo again and learn a new move. Please. That is not already in the family. Do something different to make yourself stand out. Unless they're actively telling you not to, which is a shame. Do it.
And one other thing, too, before we move on. If you're going to do a spear, do it correctly. Please. Or don't do it. Don't use it. It's not. There are certain things, if we're in the ring, there are certain move sets that are believable that you could do that I couldn't do. It's not believable for anybody my size to spear somebody who's like 6'5" and they come down. It's more likely if I speared someone that's bigger than a cruiserweight, I'm gonna probably pop my shoulder. Like, I don't think it's in the best interest of Jey Uso to incorporate a spear into his moveset anymore. It just doesn't make sense.
Well, he's not small. I mean, was he like 6'2" or something like that? So he's tall enough, but I mean, it's not like he's like 5'6" out there spearing Big Show. Like, I mean, he's still a decent enough size. Like, if he was trying to spear someone like Braun Strowman or whatever it was, I'd be like, whoa. Like, or Bronson Reed now. Good Lord, that dude lost a bunch of weight. He started getting hurt. I tell you, man, with the feet and the ankle stuff and the knees and all that. He's like, I'm fucking tired of this shit.
They could debut. They could as a new guy.
We don't even know.
They give him a new name.
But give him a mask.
Could.
The first time they put someone who's not Mexican under a mask and see if it works out.
Run that story for 6 months.
Speaking of working out, I mean, I kind of put this as a topic because I was trying to find something else to kind of bring into this. But it feels like both these shows, for the most part, have been doing pretty well. But is there something they could do to get to that next level? I think Raw is working on that. The mid-card scene's really good right now. Everything from the women's IC title stuff. Not necessarily Raquel defending the championship, but the people going after her. Lyra's new character, Soul, still having good matches. Really kind of finding her footing, no pun intended there, on her situation, her run. It feels like, the Intercontinental Championship with Chad Gable, an amazing match with Rey Mysterio on Monday. It feels like most of the card, even Oba and Braun, like, in the main event scene light, so to speak. We're getting a lot of these really good feuds and moments, and we're moving forward on Raw. SmackDown, we don't, obviously you listen, I don't listen or watch. Sirius XM, baby. But
it does the job. I will give them credit. It does at least with the promos. It's a little tough to follow the matches, but it does the job. Keep it up with the stories.
It feels like SmackDown's on the right track with Randy Cody, with Punk and Kevin Owens. Title match going to be tonight.
Yes.
The first of, I'm assuming, many. It's not going to be just a one-off in Toronto or wherever.
Yep. Tonight in Toronto. And I'm curious to see. I know our Cleveland audience is curious to see how that carries over to SmackDown next Friday here locally in Cleveland.
Double taping next Friday, by the way, too. I can't think of two. I mean, other than maybe the mid-card situation on SmackDown getting a little better.
I was just going to say that. I think to answer the SmackDown part of that question, the main event scene is loaded right now, even to the point where they might move one of those guys over to Raw just to kind of help things out. just a little bit. But I think the main event scene is a little bit, or not main event, the mid card scene is a little light right now on the SmackDown side. I mean, you do have, Trick Williams and, Baron Corbin. They're kind of doing their thing. And Carmelo Hayes, he lost. And now they're going back to Baron Corbin and Trick Williams. But you got some guys backstage that they're just not really utilizing too much. We're going to talk about one in particular who no longer works for the company later on in the show. But it seems like with SmackDown, they're always in a tough spot because half the year they're 3 hours, and then this is the part of the year where they're 2 hours. So like the mid card suffers just because you just simply you don't know who to utilize and who gets cut, in that sort. And I would say the same with the women's division too. Over on SmackDown with anyone not named Chelsea Green. And Chelsea Green, by the way, one of the promos of the year, her and Nick Aldis this past Friday. Incredible.
Chelsea, wait.
Wait!
It was like such a teen movie or something like that.
Right.
Babe, no, please, babe, 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 no, babe.
As the GM of SmackDown, I'm making the right call.
Anybody think that Gunther, when he came out, was going to just powerbomb Chelsea through the table and be like, I'm tired of this shit?
I'm listening to it, and I heard his music, and I did the Triple H meme with the Judgment Day when the music like, oh no, no. Right call, by the way, though, of Matt Cardona basically getting squashed. That's the right call. It was actually kind of funny listening to that play out.
Not quite his time yet. Not quite his time.
Not quite the time or ever, but it's okay. But no, SmackDown, their main event scene is going to carry them, but mid-card needs a little work. I think on Monday nights, honestly, Kyle, I think whatever show the Bloodline's on, it's always going to be chasing. It always flows with the quality of the Bloodline. If you recall, even during the peak days of the Bloodline when they were on SmackDown, the rest of the show, it felt like a different show, than the rest of the Bloodline. But I think, Raw's had a few solid episodes lately. They just gotta keep it going. I think though, I think it's fine. Just give me 1 star from SmackDown to come over to Raw, because I don't know, again, how long you can last with LA Knight being your number 1 top babyface for the next 5 to 6 months.
Remember, you're going to get Bronson Reed back. And then also, I think at this point, maybe you flip Drew McIntyre to Raw. Honestly. I mean, maybe you bite the bullet and you do it. I think whenever he decides to come back, which apparently is imminent, he's been ready to go since SummerSlam. They just haven't pulled the trigger on him yet. They're saving him for something. But it feels like you're going to get the Punk KO thing for a little bit. Feels like Randy and Cody are going to be in a thing for a little bit beyond just Sunday night's main event. I mean, hey, why not throw the Scottish man over on the Raw side and see how that pans out? I don't know.
Let me ask you this about Drew McIntyre. Would you run him as a face or a heel on Raw?
I think he's going to get booed because he's going to want to crush the Bloodline again. Because for whatever reason, people keep cheering Roman, even though eventually now he's starting to show more. I think in that promo with Solo, finally face-to-face, I think they kind of turned on Roman a little bit. But like they obviously went right back after the show. Everyone's cheering, everyone's happy, that kind of stuff. He's shaking hands, whatever it is, hamming it up to the crowd. So
he's listed as internally as a heel, but he's out there kissing babies and pictures and stuff. Okay.
Yeah. So I think it will morph over time, as it should. But I think having Drew on the show, because you need someone to be able to feud with whenever the time comes when Oba does win the championship, or if Braun's involved, or whatever it is, even Bronson Reed, whatever, you need someone else to run with them. And I think Drew is one of those guys where he's been a multi-time champion already. I think right now it's more about giving back, and he understands. Like some of these younger guys, are built in and good to go. Um, but I, he'll come back initially as a heel because people they'll pop when he returns.
Mm.
But then I'm sure some of the things he's going to say they're not going to want to hear, and then eventually, once people get sick and tired of Roman again doing the same bullshit every week, and they start booing him finally, that's when he can kind of step up and be another one of those foils, or he'll be. It's almost like we're doing the same shit over and over again, which we are at the end of the day. So maybe the difference is this time, Drew McIntyre is one of the only believable people I think that could actually beat Roman, just because he's beaten everybody.
Right.
So I mean, like there is avenue there to at least be entertaining enough where I think there's a chance, especially if Roman's on this whole mantra again of doing everything on his own. Like I mean,
yeah, how's that going? By the way, Roman doing everything on his own.
He's
still
still
his
champion.
own man.
He's still champion. So
yeah.
So don't worry, it's only a matter of time. By time it will be WrestleMania next year.
Exactly.
All right, we're going to take a super long break. I'm going to play both back-to-back ad spots here for us to give us a breather. When we come back, we'll get into some quick hits. We'll have This Week in Wrestling History, and I was told we got to be out and out. So we're going to make this nice and tight, like a virgin on prom night. So make sure you guys hang tight. Right here on the Side Hustle Wrestling.
I wish that's how my prom night went, but it did not go that way.
My prom didn't. So we'll get in a bunch of stuff coming up next here on the Side Hustle Wrestling Podcast. Stay with us. Looking for an iconic Cleveland music venue that features premier entertainment, spirits, and food? Well, look no further than the Brothers Lounge. They offer a variety of live entertainment acts weekly, along with a diverse selection of beer, wine, and fine spirits, not to mention Chef Wynn's food menu, which has been crafted with traditional American fare with a modern twist. So come on out and enjoy the warm hospitality and make some new friends right here in your backyard. For more information, head over to brotherslounge.com and check them out for yourself at 11609 Detroit Road. That's right near the border of Cleveland and Lakewood. The Brothers Lounge, proud sponsor of the Inside Edge Network, Cleveland's digital leader.
Key On Sports is the leader in Ohio high school athletic coverage in written, print, and video streaming. From the latest news and results and written content to the high school football game of the week every Friday, Key On Sports has you covered. The vision of 15-time published author Vince McKee has become the most trusted site in Ohio high school athletic news. From podcasts to player profiles, Key On Sports is your one-stop for all of it. Visit them today at keyonsports.com or on YouTube at Key On Sports. Check out their socials on Twitter and Facebook as well.
Please support the new Inside Edge Network by liking, subscribing, and following us on your favorite social media platforms. That's at Inside Edge Net across Facebook, TikTok, YouTube, X, and IG. And don't forget to download our new app over on Roku. And as always, thank you for supporting your favorite shows on the Inside Edge Network, Cleveland's digital leader for news, talk, sports, entertainment, and mental health. Fanatics isn't just our name, it's who we are. Loyal, passionate fans, dedicated to our favorite teams and to the sports we love. That's why we're honored to be able to offer fans the world's largest collection of official sports apparel and sports jerseys from all leagues, teams, and players you love. We feature a wide selection of gear from every league, including the NFL, MLB, NBA, NHL, and NCAA merchandise, which allows us to serve fans of football, baseball, hockey, basketball, lacrosse, soccer, golf, and everything else that gets your heart pumping. Go to InsideEdgeNetwork.com under our Partners section to find our link to check out all of what Fanatics has to offer. Fanatics, a proud sponsor of the Inside Edge Network, Cleveland's digital leader. Clean energy, bold flavors, no jitters. See why people won't shut up about Dubby. Whether you're starting your workday or getting ready to exercise, Dubby Energy helps you lock in and focus. Over 15 different flavors to choose from. Order Dubby Energy right now and find out more information by checking out our partners page on InsideEdgeNetwork.com. Also, use that promo code InsideEdge10 to receive 10% off your order. DFW Energy, your energy-focused sponsor of the Inside Edge Network, Cleveland's digital leader. Discover our collection of handcrafted candles made with clean, minimal ingredients. Every product thoughtfully created in small batches, free from harmful toxins for mindful everyday indulgence. Hand-poured in coconut soy wax with natural wood wicks to offer long-lasting burn and rich fragrance. Find out more about Alley Rose Fragrances by checking out their link on our partners page at InsideEdgeNetwork.com. And if you're a first-time customer, use the promo code InsideEdge20 to receive 20% off your order. AlleyRoseFragrances.com, a proud sponsor of the Inside Edge Network, Cleveland's digital leader. Dine, drink, and dance at the premier spot in town. It's time to check out all of what our friends over at the Brothers Lounge have to offer. Everything from weekly live entertainment, a wide variety of different beers, wines, and spirits, and an expertly crafted American fare menu with a twist courtesy of Chef Wynn that'll make your mouth water. So, what are you waiting for? Head over to the Brothers Lounge at 11609 Detroit Road or check out their website, brotherslounge.com, to learn more about what you've been missing out on. Brothers Lounge, proud sponsor of the Inside Edge Network, Cleveland's digital leader. Whether searching for a baseball autograph by your favorite World Series slugger, a signed football by an iconic Hall of Famer, or the jersey of a world-famous soccer star, you've come to the right place. Here at SportsMemorabilia.com, the web's leading source for authentic sports memorabilia, you'll find more than 500,000 authentic products from nearly every professional sports league, team, and players. Not only will you find your next prized sports possession with ease, thanks to superb customer service and tremendous site experience, you'll have satisfaction and peace of mind that every product listed comes complete with a certificate of authenticity and is fully backed by the SportsMemorabilia.com Lifetime Authenticity Guarantee. Check out SportsMemorabilia.com by heading over to the partners page on our website, InsideEdgeNetwork.com. SportsMemorabilia.com, proud sponsor of the Inside Edge Network, Cleveland's digital leader. Discover our collection of handcrafted body mists made with clean, minimal ingredients. They offer a natural alternative to synthetic fragrances, perfect for sensitive skin and those seeking clean, mindful self-care, and the perfect gift for you and your special someone. Learn more about all Alley Rose Fragrances has to offer right now by clicking the link on our partner page at InsideEdgeNetwork.com. First-time customers use that promo code InsideEdge20 to receive 20% off your order. AlleyRoseFragrances.com, a proud sponsor of the Inside Edge Network, Cleveland's digital leader. Monster Moments Photography is a husband and wife wedding photography team based in Cleveland, owned and operated by Inside Edge Network's very own Ryan Mosser and his wife Hallie. For the past 10 years, they've captured more than 100 weddings across Northeast Ohio and beyond, always working together as a true two-person team. Their style centers on authentic, emotional storytelling, documenting the real moments between two people in love and creating images that feel natural, comfortable, and true to the couple. Rooted in Northeast Ohio, but inspired by their travels, Ryan and Hallie bring a warm, personal approach to every wedding day. Their work blends experience, consistency, and a genuine passion for helping couples relive their best day through timeless photography. Learn more by checking out Monster Moments Photography's link on our partners page at the InsideEdgeNetwork.com website. Monster Moments Photography, a proud sponsor of the Inside Edge Network, Cleveland's digital leader. Find us on InsideEdgeNetwork.com for the latest information on your favorite shows, personalities, and network partners. Plus, we have a merch shop. That's right, we have network polos, t-shirts, champion jackets, hats, and bottles. Rep the network. Every purchase supports independent sports and entertainment media. Thank you for your support from all of us here at the Inside Edge Network, Cleveland's digital leader for news, talk, sports, entertainment, and mental health.
Small business owners are superheroes, but nowadays, running your business means doing so inside your shop and on social media. That's why you should make Omega Video Marketing your sidekick. With a decade of content creation experience, I create dynamic, informative, and fun videos for your specific social needs that will increase brand awareness, get you more followers, and keep your social pages and websites current and fresh. I offer flexible pricing and turn times and will work with you to understand your brand and your story. All of that comes from the heart. My award-winning expertise is just the cherry on top. So let's get connected. After all, your brand is the alpha and my expertise is the omega.
Jeez, oh Pete! Can I please finish what I'm going to say? What the fuck?
I was not ready for that.
Oh, I'm so happy I found that video. Tell you what, she's
being a bitch.
Tell you what, she's going to get a much bigger job than Detroit now. So I'll give her a lot of credit. She's going to be moving up in the rankings, so to speak. That went viral as hell.
So viral that Kyle got a phone call in the middle of that. I'm not even joking. That's like the funniest thing. Matter of fact, we should run one of these whenever he gets a phone call. I kind of like that. I kind of like that being one of those things where he gets a phone call right in the middle of that. Let's take a quick break. Actually, no. Let me run this real quick, too. Look at this. Oh, yeah, he's gone. We'll talk about that coming up in a bit. We'll take a quick break. Back in just a moment.
Key On Sports is the leader in Ohio high school athletic coverage in written, print, and video streaming. From the latest news and results and written content to the high school football game of the week every Friday, Key On Sports has you covered. The vision of 15-time published author Vince McKee has become the most trusted site in Ohio high school athletic news. From podcasts to player profiles, Key On Sports is your one stop for all of it. Visit them today at keyonsports.com or on YouTube at Key On Sports. Check out their socials on Twitter and Facebook as well.
You know, it never fails that I get a damn phone call in the middle of when we're recording this show.
You're a busy man. You're in high demand, Kyle.
No, it's a 412 area code. I have no idea who they are. So not even
I didn't say you were with high demand with people you wanted to be in high demand with, and you're in high demand with scammers.
Oh, jeez. Yeah. Well, there you go. Love it. Welcome back, everybody. It is the Side Hustle Wrestling Podcast here on the Inside Edge Network. We are going through some news and notes now in the wrestling industry. Look at this this special guy. Look at him. He says no dice on returning to WWE. That's Jim Johnston, by the way. He was the guy who created Stone Cold's theme, Triple H, The Rock, all your favorites.
All-time GOAT. All-time GOAT.
But he says that Triple H does not consider him an all-time GOAT. That he believes maybe that Triple H thinks that Jim is a Vince guy and that he will not ever make a return because he is not going to be asked. He's willing, but he has not been asked. Considering the, and I will give some credit. For the most part, recently, some of the themes have been pretty good. Obviously, Oba's picked up. It's very basic, but it did its job. But we had the Braun Breaker fiasco with his theme going back and forth and sucking a huge bag of dicks. We had, Jordan Grace in that whole situation. She got tongue lashed by Jade Cargill one time, and she was never seen again except for on Instagram posting thirst traps, which you look great, Jordan. It's very hot and cold right now with themes. Like even Zilla's theme is kind of
Yeah.
I like the beginning, but I don't like the actual music itself. I think they could have done a little more with that. Like Jacob, I give him credit. Jacob Patu's theme, fantastic. Like that was solos. People at first were like, oh, but then they kind of grew on him a little bit because it felt good. He leaned in. I don't know, man. It feels like maybe this would be a good idea to bring him back and get some work in,
Yeah, I mean, if it's a Triple H thing, then yeah, it probably is not going to happen because then you probably wonder how much you have to pay him. But my thing, even too, with theme songs and entrance music, like, is it memorable? Like, does it A, fit their character, but B, and more importantly, is it memorable? And off the top of my head, a good chunk of the roster, I cannot recite their music. Like right now, I couldn't do it. Yeah, you have standouts. Yeah, Oba's a standout, and a few Trick Williams and Fatal Influence and Roman, and of course they've struck gold with Jey Uso with that. But yeah, I think what made Jim Johnson an all-time GOAT. Every single, and part of it is the Attitude Era, part of it is just every star was over, but every single character that music fit their character. And there was depth with everything. There was details and everything that he did. And it's not there with today's WWE themes. It's just not. And even when it is there, in some cases, like Braun Breaker, it's stripped away.
Yeah, it was strange. It was weird. And like, it doesn't, some songs you just feel like don't fit the person that's walking out to the ring to. And they try, but like, it also doesn't feel like there was a lot of input. It feels like, hey, this is what we got here. And it's like, doesn't sound that great. It doesn't sound like that's for them. Like Logan Paul got a really good theme, you know, but like in certain people, I guess maybe it's basis on your star power. Like Chad Gable, they wanted Chad to get over. He's now their mid card champion. Like he got, you could tell they put effort into his music. Like they wanted it to be a thing. Like, you know, like
and also too, real quick, Kyle, I think it's also up to the wrestlers to, you know, if you're working hard, you got to go backstage and you got to let, you know, Def Rebel, and you got to let them know what do you want? What is your vision of your character, and how should the music align with that vision? And I think Chad Gable is a great example where, you know, me personally, I would have signed up for the song initially that he has now, but it's catchy. I have to admit, it's catchy. It gets the people going, and it fits the new direction of Chad Gable's character. But if he didn't have any backstage influence, maybe they don't go with that song. Maybe they do something else or stick with what they have been doing.
I think his story too, and the fact that he got over as El Grande Americano and that whole thing just ballooned them to be like, okay, well, you know what? We need to invest in you because you showed you can take something and go with it. And he is where he is now because of all. So, I mean, that it's a bonus for there, but yeah, I don't know. I mean, maybe they'll eventually figure some shit out with that. I forget when Def Rebel's contract is up. I thought it was soon. But then again, there's that everlasting word soon. What does that really mean? I have no idea. But
2033 soon. We'll be here before you know it.
Well, we don't have to wait till 2033 for All In over on the AEW side. And could you picture this? That's my face Xavier Woods is making when I think about this. But everyone seems to think it's a lock. The New Day are going to be Swerve Strickland's partners at All In for the Trios Championship against I don't want to be in the main event more Page and his ragtag bunch of the guy who hates ice and the other dude that's a really good Ring of Honor wrestler, but couldn't quite cut it on the main squeeze, so to speak. Bandito, of course, is who I'm talking about. It's a guy who doesn't wear a mask; he wears a bandana over his face. I guess because it's Tony and he wants to make a big splash, right? Is the New Day in 2026 really going to be that big of a difference to AEW?
Backstage, yes.
Oh, they fit in perfect because they all love video games and they love, not being real adults, and it's great. It's so much fun. Yeah.
I mean, I didn't say it would be for good reasons. I just say yes. Backstage, it'll be that. I mean, Kofi, I don't know Kofi outside of WWE, so I am intrigued how Kofi or whatever his name is going to be. I'm intrigued to see how he looks outside WWE. So, yeah, there's interest there. You just wish, and these two are good guys, so maybe it'll happen. But you just wish that if you are going to bring in ex-WWE talent, that one of them, they're going to actually install discipline into week-to-week happenings in AEW. And typically that doesn't happen. You got Adam Copeland being interviewed. He was talking about, Tony would have signed off on him and John Cena facing off.
Sure he would.
I'm like, sure. But then, also adding, there's more creative freedom, with AEW. Fine. But then we don't need you losing a year of your career by jumping off of a cage and trying to do a stomp move off the top of a cage.
It's the more creative freedom, or Tony doesn't babysit us and make sure we actually do our jobs correctly. he kind of just tells us what we're doing and then leaves us alone.
Now, again, to the credit of New Day, had things have been going right with them in WWE in terms of respect, they would still be in WWE. So this is more in terms of they're looking for work. AEW and Tony's going to give them a good payday, new opportunity.
That's every veteran that's signed with AEW at this point. It's not really about whatever. It's not. This is where the best wrestle. According to who? According to you? Like who out there besides Dave Meltzer is saying this is the best company in all of pro wrestling that actually has any sort of platform? And even then, Dave's should have and should still be revoked multiple times for his terribleness that he has. But I mean, like, no one actually thinks that. Do they have some good talent? Of course they do. But no one, if they're being honest, really says this is where the best wrestle. And if you are, you're living in a WCW 1999 fantasy, and it's about to be up soon because WWE's got the young talent that AEW doesn't have. They've got Javon, they've got Trick, they've got Oba, they got Braun. They have these young guys coming up. Zillow too when he gets up there. Like they've got these talents that are going to replace a lot of the people that are already kicking your ass.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, like, and they're gonna hit the ground running. They already have most of them. I mean,
and I think the problem now, Kyle, with where AEW has kind of positioned themselves, their roster is so huge that now they're not really positioning themselves to be that established pipeline. You know what I mean? Like they're not, because WWE has kind of taken that market through NXT, through Evolve, actually. Like they're kind of taking that market. They're the ones working with TNA. They're the ones, I'm not saying officially they're working with NWA, but they're looking at NWA. Like WWE has kind of carved that market out since, in the last few years. And AEW is on their own and, and not evolving. The wrestling's great on pay-per-views, but they're not evolving as a company. But we'll see. I mean, hopefully New Day, this is a new opportunity for them. I do hope that Creed, Creed or Xavier Woods, he does get a little bit more of an opportunity than he did in WWE. So I am rooting for, but we'll see what happens.
Always the bridesmaid, never the bride with him. Never had a singles championship in his WWE career, while Kofi and Big E both went on to win the WWE championship.
True.
Speaking of someone who did actually win a singles championship, but is now apparently no longer with WWE, and could also be someone that shows up just out of nowhere in AEW, Ilya Dragunov has let his contract run out. A mutual agreement. There was no, he got released. There was no, I demand my release. It was, we didn't really have much for you, buddy. Do you want to renew it? He's like, no, I'm good. I'm going to go somewhere else. This hurts me.
Yeah.
I think everyone that loves Gunther knows that we never got that match on the main roster, which is sad. That's going to have to live in our minds from the NXT days, and we're never going to get to see that again. Or maybe we won't see it for a long time. Who knows if he never, ever comes back. But this feels like a guy that will most likely be on Tony Khan's radar because he loves people from Europe and Japan that maybe aren't as over as everyone else, but that Tony loves. Thoughts on Ilya not being back with WWE?
Yeah, this was he kind of falls in line of Johnny Gargano. It's just people that's just not really being utilized like to their top tier potential, and him in particular. Man, it's like, do they not have anything else for him? Beyond the United States Championship situations. It's like when Sami Zayn moved over to SmackDown, and that picture, it was, we're gonna push you to the side. We got Sammy.
And the sad part is, Gunther is on SmackDown now. You've shown you're willing to do feuds, sidebar feuds that are upper main event level feuds. Randy and Cody, Braun and Oba. Why couldn't Gunther and Ilya have one of those? So you get Gunther away from the title for a minute, and you just have really good wrestling.
Right, and I think their issue is, Kyle, is that it's that switch between the 2-hour and 3-hour SmackDowns.
Yeah. Well, it's going to go back.
Well, it is, point. but the 6 months on, 6 months off thing, like it's tough. It's tough. I almost think it would be I don't even know how you would pull this off, and I don't even know if it's a good idea. I almost wonder, like in the 6 months that SmackDown is not 3 hours on USA Network, do you put the extra hour on Peacock? I don't know. I don't know. Like you put the third hour exclusively on Peacock or ESPN on the app or something. I don't know, but he's one of those guys that was damaged, and Gargano in that SmackDown mid-card. Because how do you ask a writing team, hey, playing out a 3-hour show week in and week out, and then, the other half of the year, you only get 2 hours, but it's with the same roster.
Yeah, it has to naturally shrink in order to be able to fill the time because you had, 60 more minutes of programming at your disposal. Now they don't. So
and then my concern, real quick, my only concern, he goes to AEW, where does he fit? I mean, the wrestling's going to be great, but then,
well, they love eliminating people. They love eliminating people from their main event scene. So I mean, obviously, Adam, Page is no longer going to be fighting for the world title, so he's done. So you can slide into that spot. I don't know. Tony will find a way. He's got 150,000 people on the roster, so he just likes to sign. That's what he wants to do.
And
so he wants to put out the graphic. Hey, he wants to put Triple H points. Tony Khan puts out a graphic. That's what they do. That's legitimately what they both end up doing. It always happens. We are almost out of time. Tell you what, see, you let me manage the show, we can make things work.
I appreciate it. Thank you. We would have been on the third hour if I was doing this.
But it is time to touch on this day in wrestling history, and you brought up a good point. The picture speaks volumes. Oh, the milk. Which I guess was kind of like the beer. The first couple gallons was milk, and then after that it was water. But still, boy, oh boy, look at that.
Can you imagine sitting in the front, the first like 2 or 3 rows?
For either one, I would have been like, man, they did not give me a warning that I was going to get soaked today when I went to this indoor show. I already know it's going to be loud. There's going to be fireworks inside. There's going to be all this stuff. Oh, by the way, there's a good chance if you're in the first, I don't know, 5 to 8 rows, you're going to get wet. What?
Wet?
What?
With milk?
What?
Get some vitamin D?
What?
These nuts?
What?
Bro, this was so great, man. Listen, I know that this was back in 2001. This was in the heat of the alliance angle that did not go well. But there were moments, there are highlights from the alliance run where this is pretty funny, and this is right up there. Kurt Angle, you see Stone Cold there. I don't know if he's proud there. Yeah, that's Stone Cold there on the left.
Oh yeah, this was back when wasn't that the 2-man power trip, or wasn't that when he was with Vince when he turned heel?
This was past this. He had turned heel again.
Yeah,
as the leader of the alliance.
Yeah, and now he's getting just drenched along with a couple of jobbers and a referee. There you go.
It's amazing, the whole playoff of Stone Cold's beer thing from a couple years before. There was a couple of different options for this week in pro wrestling history. If it was not Kurt Angle, this was also the week where we got the thumbs down from Evolution and Randy Orton.
Yeah, right, because it was after SummerSlam when he beat Chris Benoit. We can't say his name, and he became the youngest world champion of all time, something Javon says he wants to do, and he's got time to do it. But
it's amazing. It's amazing because I was watching this real quick on Orton, and they were talking about a lot of the credit with Randy Orton's rise to the main event. We always think of Evolution. We think of that term. The term didn't really, the babyface term of Randy Orton didn't really go too well because he dropped the title to Triple H the next month.
And then after I think a month or two, he RKO'd Stacy Keibler in the middle of the ring, and all of a sudden Randy was a heel. So.
Yeah, they moved him. Yeah, and he moved over to SmackDown, and he started feuding with The Undertaker. That's when they brought in Bob Orton.
Yep.
that's when honestly, I know the resume says Randy Orton 2004, but the Randy Orton that we know became Randy Orton in 05 on that run on SmackDown.
It's true. It really is. What else is true is we're done here on the Side Hustle Wrestling Podcast, guys. Almost an hour sharp. Appreciate you for tuning in. We'll be back next Friday morning. Until then, Kyle AA. You see us obviously later tonight on the giant, humongous, big block of programming we have for you here on the Inside Edge Network. I had to sneeze for half a second. We're good. We'll catch you guys later. Have a good rest of your Friday.